So welcome to this video the purpose of this video is to show you the CAD drawings from the Upward project, which you have to have JavaScript to play it, and modern browsers for security reasons don't support it anymore. So if you want to skip to that part, here's the timecode for it. But if you want to stick around, I will just give you a little bit of an intro and backstory about all this. My name is Aistit. I've been kind of just a hobbyist, searching and researching a little bit about the Great Pyramid, and have been really fascinated by many aspects, of course, how it was built, what's the purpose, and specifically what's the purpose of those so-called air shafts. I did visit the pyramid. I was in Egypt in 2000, I believe, 5, but at that time I didn't know that much, and I went in without really understanding the significance of what I was seeing. So I really want to go back there. So in 1993, RUDOLF GANTENBRINK, along my other team members, went to the pyramid with a robot and went up to the southern shaft and found a so-called door, which and he created this website. You can see it's a little bit outdated. It was built in 1999, and for example here, please note as the following pages have changing URLs, create bookmarks or links only to this page, which is kind of ironic because this page has not changed at all since 1999, except this when I go to archive.org and look at how the page looked like, only this logo has changed, and the link to the sponsor doesn't work anymore. Here I have to enter it, which is a little bit funny, but I have created another way. If you follow this link here, statement.is/Cheops, I have created a menu bar on top, which makes it a little bit more easier to navigate. You can still navigate inside it. For example, I can enter here, and then here are the menus. Same menus are here on top. The discussion board doesn't work, that's why I've not had it in the link, and I've never been able to find it even on the archive. And the email webmaster has gone, but I looked it up. It's webmaster at cheops.org, and if I email it, it gives an error, so no use to do that. So what I'm gonna focus on are these drawings here, but you should really look around the other. It gives a really backstory of very detailed, both the story, the findings, what's the mystery to be solved, the main mystery that he thinks needs to be solved, a little bit information about the robot, the team, what the plan is for the future, which never happened. There was no future project for GANTENBRINK, but there were other robots went up. Publication and links. The links are really funny. They're all 1999-ish links, with some exceptions. And here are some YouTube videos. Sorry about my phone. This is all unscripted. I better put it on silent. I've been hugely inspired by the Ancient Architect YouTube channel, and recently found also a podcast by the Brothers of the Serpent, which goes into detail about this website, and I would actually recommend that you would listen to their podcast while you simultaneously read with them the website. They kind of give a commentary which give a little bit of context and makes it more easier to kind of get the story of what happened. So yeah, I had one window where I was playing the podcast, and another window where I was navigating the website and reading the story and the findings. And they complained that they couldn't open the CAD drawings. So I thought this would be a follow-up video to theirs, where I go and explore a little bit those drawings. And I did also upload recently a video where from the Getty files, there's like 4-hour long video from at the Ancient Architect YouTube channel, where you can see the footage where the robot went up the southern shaft, and I've edited out everywhere where he stopped, because he keeps stopping because he's grabbing onto the wall and moving up like a snake, moving half, the lower part up and then pushing the upper part up and back and forth. So I lowered it down to like 1 hour, and then I sped it up by 100%, which means or doubled the speed. So now it's like a half an hour video. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll put link to that, as well as links of all kinds of channels or YouTube videos about shafts and interesting videos about the pyramid. And on the website statenin.is/Cheops, there's a YouTube logo. If you press that, you will find all these videos. And actually there are 1 or 2 videos there that are unlisted on YouTube, which I was able to dig up, and that's why it doesn't have many views, so they are very hard to find, as well as one Vimeo video that also is hard to find, and so on. So check out the list and dig around there for lots of content. So yeah, I won't really go that much into detail more about this. I guess I'll if you go to the cyber drawings, the Java doesn't work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to Internet Explorer. If you're able to download Internet Explorer, you should be able to install Java, and from there open it up. There are 4 drawings. The Cheops shaft Caviglia tunnel is just like a small part of the pyramid, as well as the Cheops Niche, which is from, I believe it was from memory, upper southern shaft. And then this one is really useful also. But the main one is here. Let's open that one up. So here we have it. I'm not really sure where to start. I mean, so much going on. Here a little bit about the color scheme. Most of the shafts are built like this, where there's a U shape cut into one rock, and then it's put upside down. And then the entrance, I believe this is only at the King's Chamber, where it's a granite. And this red line only represents the middle, so it shows that the Queen's Chamber is right in the center of the pyramid, and this step here in the Grand Gallery also is precisely in the middle, and and the King's Chamber is a little bit to the left. So let's just start with the King's Chamber. This is just a flat, and then it goes a little bit up 39 degrees, and it says here that the floor joints is not certain, so all the floor joints are estimates because the Eupoid robot couldn't really see that much down. So on this rock here, block number 5, you can see that it's really difficult for the robot. He got stuck here. He couldn't go further because the first rover that he built was too high, so he couldn't navigate this part here. So that's what he called a Monday morning work. Most of them are really well built. This is like a very, very rare exception. And then the rest of it is at 45-degree angle and goes up. I'm not sure how he was able to determine a vertical joint here. And here is what one of the drawings is Cheops Niche. A very interesting part of the upper chamber, which I will go into detail in that part later on. And of course here it opens up into the air, so it reaches all the way to the exterior. On the northern upper shaft, it's a little bit different because it goes up and to the left and then goes to the right again. And there is a mysterious if you go through the Grand Gallery and you enter this here, it's like antechamber. There is a tunnel which has been dug, and I remember seeing an article where they were thinking that this is something new and they're hiding something, and but it's actually built many years earlier. Caviglia dug a tunnel trying to find out where this air shaft went. So and that's actually was used as a place to put the machine which would pull air into the King's Chamber to fix the ventilation. There was too much humidity in it, and it was also used for the scan pyramids. There was some instruments put here to determine where the this big void, which I'm sure you've heard about, where it's located. There were some put in the Queen's Chamber, some were put in this Caviglia shaft, and I believe one more place, I'm not sure where. So let's travel up and see if there's anything significant goes on here. It's 32.6023 degrees, very precise. And here's a little bit of a Monday morning block, and it's also the very long block, the longest that he found. So it seems that this one was also not really finished. Seems they were a little bit behind, so they had to hurry up. And here is what they call, I forget what they call it. Here it's called the Tomb Robbers Tunnel, Man Killer Tunnel, or something like that. So here I was expecting that there would be some kind of a similar indication as on the southern shaft. These niches, and it's possible that they have been destroyed during this when they were doing this tunnel here, but apparently they only dug into the right side and then up, so part of the wall, the left part of the wall is intact, so there would be some indications of a niche if there ever was one. But GANTENBRINK says there was no such niche present. So these are approximately same locations as the GANTENBRINK door. So it would be interesting if possibly they are of the same design. And unfortunately in the northern shaft he couldn't go very far because it turned left, which is explained in saying that it would have gone into the Grand Gallery, but when we look at the 3D model, I think we can say that it's not going to hit it anyway. So let's zoom in a little bit and see what he says. It starts off with type B, which I think is the reverse of type A. Goes in for about 2 meters. Of course, it was blocked by a few centimeters of stone, which is why it was was hidden, and that makes the purpose of the shaft even more mysterious. Why would you go through all this trouble to build a so-called air shaft, which you can't see and you can't use? So from here on out, it's all type A. First, here is one which is type C, which I don't even remember what type is. Again, the floor is just an estimation, and then at block 9 it goes west at a 45-degree angle. So in the Pyramid rover excavation or robot went up. This is famous for the National Geographic's live event, where it went up the southern shaft and drilled a hole. A few days later, which is not as famous, they went up the northern shaft, were able to maneuver to the left, and then it goes back to the right and goes approximately the same height as the southern shaft and goes to a similar door, which is it's I will put a picture of it to compare it. It seems to be a little bit of a lower quality. Those copper handles are of a lower quality, and the Jedi rover was supposed to go up there in 2010, but never did. I guess there was some political problems in Egypt at that time, so they were never able to go up. They were supposed to drill in it and see what was behind it. Unfortunately, they have not gone. But the robot is still there. They can still use it. Just, I guess someone needs to show interest in it. Then we go up the southern shaft, 39 degrees. All of them are different degrees, so pointing at different locations, and they some of them change what's the degree of it, both in terms of in both directions, left and right, and up and down. Let's go up here. So here is I will put a picture where it's there's a shift in the blocks. They have shifted to, I believe, to the right. So it seems there might be some pressure of some kind at this moment, at this point, or maybe they just didn't lay it down very well. And it seems to be at almost the same level as the bottom of the Grand Gallery, but it's quite far, so I'm not sure if there's any significance to that. Then at this point, this is kind of interesting. There is a kind of a indentation here. It's broken off. There's kind of a dent in the floor, but there is no dent on the left and right, so it seems to be dug out. I'm not sure what's happening in this at this part, but the Upoid rover had big problems going up this part, and as well as the Pyramid rover in 2002, but they went and they put kind of a little bit of a ramp here, and in the live TV show they were saying that it's very easy, they will remove it, or they didn't say they were going to remove it, but they said it's a good thing about it, it's easy to take it, so they don't need to leave it. But they didn't take it, they just left it, which made it easier for the Jedi team to go up. You can see that in the video that they released of where they go up here. And then at 59 meters, there's this mysterious door. Actually, the Jedi team said it's 63 or 60, yeah, 63.5 meters. So I'm not sure which one is more correct. And of course, at this point, he doesn't know what's behind here. This is from 1993. The website is 1999, but the documentations are from 1993. And he had no idea. Only thing he knew was that when he was going up the pyramid, there was no, it didn't go through. And people were expecting that they would find some big room here with, you know, scrolls or with gold or whatever. But it's too, if you look at the pyramid, it's so close to the edge. It would be very weird for me, I think, that there would be a big room here with some secret treasure. Now they're thinking, okay, what's behind the second door, which is 20 centimeters further, and I'm expecting it's either there's nothing, this door is not a door but just part of the structure of the pyramid, or it's very thin and it just leads further up, and there's nothing to find, basically. Yeah, there's not much more to look at here. I mean, it has the drawings of the subterranean chamber. Yeah, let's look at the Caviglia tunnel. So this is from the upper northern shaft. Seen here, it says plan view, which means it's seen from above. So if you're looking straight down, here is the King's Chamber, and it goes to the left and a little bit more, and then slowly goes to the right. The reason why he could take such exact measurements is because of the tunnel that was dug by Caviglia. Here it is from the side view. If you were looking from, I guess, from the antechamber, you could see through it. Here you can see how it goes up and how far up it goes. And here, if you were standing inside the king's chamber, goes to the left and then up. So I guess the last picture here shows the same figures in a three-dimensional view, and same view with the meters. Just in case you wanted to write these down, so I'm just gonna zoom in for you for a second. You can pause the video and write these numbers down. So the question is, why wouldn't the hole be placed here? They knew they were building the Grand Gallery over here, so why didn't they just put the hole here, or the air shaft here, and go straight up? There's some reason why it had to be here, and yeah, that's kind of a mystery. Same with Queen's Chamber. They placed it somewhere around here, and then they had to turn left to avoid not the Grand Gallery actually. Let's look at that. No, let's first look at the niche in the upper southern shaft. This is these are the measurements that he did. There are some indentations here. So this is, how deep is this now? This is what, 1.5 centimeters deep, and I'm not sure, 34, like 8 centimeters thick, which is about the same thickness as the GANTENBRINK door, which is I believe it's around 6 centimeters thick, and then there's around 26 centimeters here, while behind the GANTENBRINK door there's 22 centimeters of area here, and then there is the second door over here, which would have to be very thin. This would be just 1 centimeter thick, unless they use this somehow, not sure. So this is very kind of resembles the lower southern shaft a lot. What he writes here is that it was, let's just read it. It was proposed by a scholar that the niches were cut in to hold a blocking stone and would be represented parallel to the southern ending of the Queen's Chamber shaft. Due to the fact that the shaft enlarges at the location of the niches, this hypothesis can be clearly rejected. Well, you can reject that the stone went from up and down and was placed like that, but you can't reject that maybe it was placed here ahead of time. Before this block was put, they put some stones here, and why it's not there anymore, that's a big mystery. Whether they were never placed here at all, or maybe they had been damaged, but there is no indication of any damages, so that's a big mystery. And why is it not on the northern shaft? But the fact that it's almost at the exact location as the lower shaft seems to indicate that something going on. So here is a side view. This is viewed from the top, and this is from the side. So same height here, goes up a little bit and then goes down. So yeah, very mysterious niches found. Big discovery by RUDOLF GANTENBRINK. Here you can see the copyright. Sponsored by this perfume, and written in 1992. I don't know why it's not says 1993. Not sure. Let's go to the 3D. So I was hoping that I would be able to view it, manipulate it in any direction like a 3D scan or something, but this is just a 2D picture of, and you can look at it from different angles. So yeah, just showing you the different parts. This is the Caviglia tunnel, goes from the antechamber and dug through here, and then from here on he could see the sunlight, so he stopped looking, he stopped digging. Here's the Queen's chamber, turns to the left. Here you can see the subterranean chamber, and this is seen from side, a different side view or front view. And the good thing is that you can turn off things that are not of interest. So let's turn off the subterranean chamber, blocking stones, antechamber, the gallery. Let's keep the gallery on, actually, for the time being. Service shafts, where the relieving chambers, not useful. Roof beams, some corridors. The pyramid itself is useful. Depth points, not sure what that is. Lower shaft. Yeah. So from here we can see this is the lower shafts, and it has nothing to do with the Grand Gallery. It's quite close. Same thing with the King Chamber. It's close to the Grand Gallery, but it's not. Doesn't need to go all this way. Same here. It goes all the way till here and then starts going up. So that's what they are thinking from the scan pyramid. They found some area here, a big void, which probably is another Grand Gallery. That's what they were avoiding, not the original Grand Gallery, but the second Grand Gallery. Let's look at it from the top. Same here, it starts to bend, and he didn't know where it led. And the King's Chamber goes here. So this is interesting. Now let's turn off the lower shafts, and we just see the upper shafts. It goes here, and then slight turn to the right, and then to the left, and then continues straight. Turns left, so the end of it is quite straight. On the southern one, it's straight, then bends to the right, and then bends to the left. And here's the niche. So he writes that it's approximately 0.2 meters distance that he went to the right and then left. So if it's a star shaft, where do you measure it? Do you measure it from here to here, or from here to here? I think it would be interesting to see where does it aim. If you go from the bend point and out. I think that's the most relevant point. And same here from this point and onward. Till which star does it point? I don't know a way to measure that, so maybe someone can comment and help me with that. How do you calculate it? Because we have most of the information to do it. Yeah. So let's turn off the upper shafts and turn on the lower shafts. Here you can see that here's the distortion, where it had to, you can see the line. I'll put a picture of it to remind you what it looks like. And yeah, it's pretty straight, the lower shafts. And unfortunately we don't have exact drawings of this one. But yeah, that's about it. What do you guys think? I hope you liked the website I created to be able to navigate this page a little bit better. Maybe if someone can download the CAD file so we can put it in our computer. I don't know how to download it. That would be kind of cool. And I hope to visit the pyramid again one day. Yeah. So I'm hoping to do maybe one more video about the pyramid and the niche, these air shafts. So don't, yeah, this channel just kind of has a random stuff in it, so don't expect to have lots of pyramids videos if you subscribe, but yeah, if you're interested, you could do that. Thanks for watching.